All right, so number 10, we are going to reflect over the equation y is equal to 1, or the line y is equal to 1. That is a horizontal line that passes through the y-axis at 1. Now, if you were given x is equal to 1, that would be a vertical line that passed through the x-axis at 1. So keep that in mind as you are doing your reflections. Now, all we do is we count how many units each point is away from that line. And then we count that many units away from the other side. So letter A is 1, 2, 3, 4 units away from this line. So A prime would be 1, 2, 3, 4 units away on the other side. Now this is going to go off the graph, and that's okay. B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units away. So B, we're just going to B prime, we're going to have to estimate. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units away on the other side. And then C is also going to be 7 units away from the line of reflection because it's even or horizontal with point B. So C prime is going to be even with B prime up here. There is our graph. Now, with this, actually, I don't want mapping notation, and on yours it is fixed, but proper notation only for this. So we did a reflection over the line y is equal to 1, and what we did was we reflected triangle ABC to get triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. And on yours, actually, I believe the graph is fixed for you. All right, so number 11, now we have our rule, or we're trying to find the rule. So what happened between A and A prime was we made our x value negative. So what that means is that would have been a reflection over the y-axis, because remember, if we look back at these rules here, a reflection over the y-axis made your x value negative. So your rule is we did negative x and left y alone, and this was a reflection over the y-axis. For the next one, this time we are taking our pre-image point and we're making y the opposite. So my x value stays the same. Since y is already a -4, it becomes a +4. And when you're doing the opposite of y in a mapping notation rule, that is actually a reflection over the x-axis. And then the next one, what happened was my x and y values switched around. So my rule was x and y flipped, and that's a reflection over the line y is equal to x. Okay, and so just like with translations, we are going to define the term midpoint using a reflection. And we're going to add and label the line of reflection that we need. So I'm going to label my points G, M, H. And my line of reflection is the perpendicular bisector of segment GH, and I'm going to label this line lowercase m. So basically, if I take point G and I reflect it over line M, it would lie on top of H, because G to point M is congruent to H to point M. And with reflections, we know that that is the case. So that would define that M is the midpoint then. So I did a reflection over line M, and I reflected point G to get point H. And that's it for that. That's all they wanted you to do. All right, now we're going to learn about rotations.